Have you got a crumpet?
What?
Have you got a crumpet?
That's quiche.
A quiche, bloody hell.
Why is he coming over quickly? It's pronounced quiche. Oh, I wish I didn't say that. I wish you were recording. Booger.
What if I told you I was recording?
Oh!
How are you, Ben?
Milk.
I'm
Do you
here.
reckon you've ever drunk milk from the same cow on separate occasions, not from the same container? Nah.
Ow. That. So what? Why? We just sent a nude. First episode of Benley Talks, and that name is gonna stick. I actually, I think the more I say it, the more I enjoy it.
Yep.
Which I think, I think that's a really nice charm to it. You know, because I saw, not to compare this to that, but there's a podcast called the Fellas Podcast. You know, and it has like that guy I don't like, Calfreezy, and someone else. And I was like, the Fellas, like I get it because that's how they talk, but the Fellas, it just sounds so basic. You know, Benley. People, what the fuck is
that?
what the fuck is that? And they're gonna go
Benley.
click and then dislike because they go, you fucking need to name it better. Didn't like the way he drank his milk, so.
Who the hell is Steve Rhodes?
So in this first episode, we're gonna talk about Ben. I know you've been eagerly waiting for this day.
What's that?
The Mandalorian.
No way, man.
I know, crazy. We're going to talk about The Mandalorian because I finally watched season 1, and with the release of season 2 coming out over the next 10 weeks or so. Is it every week? Do they release every week?
Every Friday. I believe it'll be 8 episodes, so 8 weeks.
8 weeks. Wow. Nice
If
lead.
it's the same as last season.
Nice lead up to Christmas, I think. That's
Indeed.
very good.
Indeed.
So, are they going to do a Christmas special?
Santa Claus comes back from the dead, assholes. Guns blazing with a big bucket full of spice.
A bucket full of
Star
spice.
Wars drugs.
Do they not have cocaine in Star Wars?
No, it's spice. Don't you know anything? Han
No.
Solo was a spice runner before he was a nutty geezer. The Millennium Falcon was used to smuggle spice. And he was the quickest. That's why he did the Kessel run, which is the run that you do to take said spice.
Yeah, to be fair, he does.
Fastest.
He looks like a drugs runner, so.
It looks like a fucking nonce, if you ask me.
He actually does a bit. The waistcoat did not do, you know, as iconic as it is.
I think he looks a bit like me.
What a nonce.
Nah.
Well, look.
Well,
I'm
having fun.
We do have a lot of fun around here, I must say. I do have a couple of facts, and I feel like you'd know at least one to more of them.
Mm-hmm.
Right, first one. Did you know now? I didn't think like it'd be this extreme, but did you know the Baby Yoda puppet costs $5 million?
No, I did not know that.
How whack is that?
Stupid.
So. It says here, just like the original trilogy Yoda, the Baby Yoda featured on the show as a puppet, right? This makes sense. Very little CGI is used, with 2 technicians operating in. One is in charge of the head, and the eyes, the other controls the facial expressions. So, all it says is it also costs a pretty penny too, at $5 million. Now, I don't
Was
think...
that $5 million to make it? Or is that they've sold it now for $5 million?
But why would they...
Or that's what it's valued at?
It must be valued because, like, I mean, they've got to factor in. I don't know. It's a puppet. It's a fucking puppet. I mean, as a puppet,
it's
$5 million.
It's some silicone, some dandruff, some bloody marbles in its eyes, and a cum sock wrapped around it. A brown cum sock. There's points in the actual show where you see that, like, the clothes that the puppet is wearing. It just looks like a North Face fleece material.
I mean, actually...
$5 million. Sorry.
Yeah, because I don't understand how that works. Because if very little CGI is used, okay, that means some is, but I can't see it being... I can't see it being $4.9 million worth of CGI. That's ridiculous. Okay, so then you've got to factor in the 2 technicians obviously have to be paid. So let's pay them a nice sum. Let's pay them $100,000 each. it's still not going to be 4.5 million on a fucking puppet. I don't believe it.
That's a lot of money.
But like everything I've read about it, they've all said it costs like upwards of that amount, which is ridiculous. That doesn't make sense to me.
I just listed off a few things that you can make a puppet. Just paint my hand. There you go. You've watched season 1. You know that's how it sounds. Don't mock me.
He sounds like an actual baby. It's really funny. It's so adorable. Every time Baby Yoda was on screen, I honestly wanted to die because it was so cute.
Well, it's kind of difficult because obviously season 2 started, so there's more of Baby Yoda. However, it's no Nut November, so a bit difficult.
Yeah, it's a tough challenge for everyone, I think. Yeah. Now,
Force balls.
There was something that you said yesterday or the other day to me, and I was like, oh, this is something that I wanted to bring up, right? Because you said something about Boba Fett, didn't you? I feel like that's what you said, something along the lines of Boba Fett, right? Did you fucking know that Pedro Pascal thought that this show, he thought he was going to be playing Boba Fett? How insane. He had no idea. When Jon Favreau was telling him, and he was like, cool, I get to play Boba Fett, Jon Favreau was like, no, you fucking don't.
Nah.
But this is also fun because Jon Favreau wanted Pedro Pascal. He did not want anyone else to play, which is cool. I like it when people do that, when they have like
and they've done very well. Like, he did well choosing someone that is very good body language, because it's a guy in a suit with a helmet.
It's not even just facial expressions.
Look,
let's just say now we're gonna every time we speak about something, whether it's a TV, a show, or a film, or it's a game, we're gonna fucking spoil it. All right, there's no fucking censoring going on here. I don't give a shit. We're just gonna fucking talk about it. That's the whole point. So this is season 1 spoilers.
Yeah. So for a season of 8 episodes, smallest being 27 minutes long, longest being close to 50. Throughout that whole season, he's using body language and his voice to portray the Mandalorian. For a total of 3 minutes, you see his face when IG-11 is using the back to spray.
I actually wanted to bring this up as well because I know what Pedro Pascal looks like. You know, I've seen Narcos and a bunch of his other films, right? I think, you know what, under that helmet, you know, we're gonna get a badass looking motherfucker. He looked a bit sad. a bit sad, a bit gross. I was looking at him like, I was like, oh, that's a sad DeLorean right there. That's
sad. He did look like a wet dog to us, didn't he? Like... I guess the big problem is because he can't take his helmet off to go get a bloody haircut. He can't get the fresh skin.
Innit?
Oh, maybe IG-11 could do it, but he's got bloody forks for fingers and not. Like, I like your cut, G. Yeah, like, bloody Beskar can't trim your Beskar down. Bloody heck.
But yeah, I mean, there was like, I'm trying to think, because obviously it was like the last week that I watched from episode 4 to the end. It was fucking ages ago.
It was 2 days.
Yeah, it was. I watched 2 days.
We watched episode 2
okay.
to episode 4. No,
it was from 3.
5.
It was from 3, surely. I don't fucking know.
We watched.
I think we watched like
4.
we watched 3 or 4 or fuck shit. Maybe you're right.
We watched 3, and then you watched the final 4 the day after.
God, we actually, in fact, I don't know why I was saying that. Yeah, you're right. I basically watched the entire season.
That was 7.5 hours of Mandalorian in 2 days.
Honestly,
thereabouts.
I'm glad I did because I did really enjoy it. I knew I was going to enjoy it.
It flows really nicely as well.
It does. It really does. And oh god, there are so many like scenes that were so good. I really liked the I mean, speaking of the fucking eye when he took his helmet off, that was a great scene. I thought that was fucking great because he was like, "Oh, no living person has ever no, I don't take it off."
And that's when that was a big stepping point for him because he's always had an issue with droids. He overcame that, and now has trusted a droid to remove the one thing that you never remove in the Mandalorian religion.
I just liked how simple the argument was. He was like, "Oh, I've never done it. Like, I've never taken it off in front of a living person." He was like, "I'm not a living person." And he was like, "Oh,
fuck yeah, I can."
I suppose you're right.
Off it goes. Do you want to see the other one?
The fucking again of that scene. When I'd never remember the actor's name. What's his name? Gideon. Something Gideon.
Moff Gideon.
Moff Gideon. That's it. When he first
Moff.
turns up. Moff.
Not Moth.
Nah, Moff.
Moff. Moff.
When he was like introduced, when they had like all them fucking stormtroopers just like vibing,
And the Death Troopers.
they did.
That was.
I don't
that
know
was
what
so
they're called,
cool.
but the scary fuckers.
Yes, I can speak a bit about them in a sec. Actually.
I'm happy to hear it because that scene was great when he fucking
Yes.
came out and he was like, "Oh, I know everything about." Oh yeah, when he was listing off them like by name and what they've done and
Just
what are
dropping bombs of information.
Because
We hadn't even heard Mando's name up until he just casually name drops Din Djarin, and we're like,
that was
Fuck
pretty
that. Is that
crazy
bloody-
for
is
me
that-
because
"Is that French mayonnaise?" Oh no, it's Dijon.
Is that what Dijon is? You mean French
Din
mustard?
Djarin. French mustard, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god. You had it right. It was Dijon, and then you go Dijon.
Wait, I
Oh.
think you're getting confused. His name is Din Djarin.
Yeah, but it's when you went
The
there.
mustard
Yeah.
is Dijon.
Yeah, you were what the? Yeah, but you said like the French mayonnaise, and I was like, yeah,
I
it's
said
not.
French mustard.
You said mayonnaise.
It is actually mayonnaise though,
It's mustard.
not mustard.
It is-
Dijon.
It's Dijon mustard. Unless it's unless it's like mayo mix.
We've got Dijon mustard mayonnaise. We got a Din Djarin in a bottle. Oh, Death Troopers.
Yeah,
So-
tell me about the Death Troopers.
That was quite big in The Mandalorian when the window's blown through. The contact, the guy with the very strange voice, who was the actual one that in the first episode interacted with Mando to get the bounty to collect Baby Yoda. Death Troopers arrive. Don't see them. Lasers come flying through the windows. Everyone's shot. Blah blah blah, killing their own men. And then you see the Death Troopers stood there. Now they haven't been seen since Rogue One.
Ooh.
And Rogue One, they were basically Krennic, who was one of the antagonists in Rogue One, who, in the end, spoiler alert, fucking dies. They were like his personal escort. So these are always personal escorts and super elite versions of a stormtrooper that sort of hang around a high-ranking Imperial officer, i.e. Moff Gideon. And the casting for Death Troopers, actually, they would take... So you get stormtroopers was a general height. I think they sort of go from sort of 5'8" to 6'2", around that area. Whereas the Death Troopers would always be casted as tall, slender people. So then the Death Troopers seemed abnormal. So they're generally a lot taller.
Damn.
And you notice their build isn't as bulky. They're not like a sort of a juggernaut look, but they're like a slender sort of Slenderman, I guess. They're there. They're imposing. They're looming over.
My God.
And if you notice, all of the Death Troopers are all taller than any of the other Stormtroopers.
That's interesting.
To make them look intimidating. And I think it works.
I think it works because
And they're black.
you've lost so much definite. You are pixels. I'm just gonna.
Is it because I leant back?
No, you're like this. I'm gonna cut to you for a bit because this is hilarious. It's just you. It's like a creepy pasta or something.
It's quiche.
Shut the fuck up. You probably do know about this, but I'm gonna bring it up anyway because it's cool. Because it's something to do with film and the whole obviously that's cool. They used cutting edge technology. They used the new thing called stagecraft. Do you know what stagecraft is?
I do. I did mention it while we were watching.
Did you?
Yes, but
fuck you.
Yes,
Anyway.
I do know what it is, and it's amazing.
It is awesome. I've loved it since it was like first fucking announced or like developed, I guess, which is fucking sick because it's better than green screen, and it's obviously looks a lot more natural than green screen because you don't get that little fucking
and the character or the actor has a reference.
Yeah,
they have something to see.
Yeah, they know where they are.
They don't have to look at a green screen and think that could be the thing I'm supposed to be looking at.
Which I thought
now you can actually get good angles, and you can use a 3D set in the middle to blend nicely into where the screen's pan up and around.
And I think it works really well, because we were saying when watching it like how fucking awesome it is visually, and you can get some like, because obviously it's like high definition LED screens, so like you can get some like absolutely banging fucking environments going on, which
the colors, everything.
Yeah.
We've seen that all over the place. Like on was it episode 4, where they were on the wooded planet with the krill farmers. Like 4? The color change. I think that was 4 because
it was 4 or 5, definitely.
I think 5 was the bounty hunter one on Tatooine with the speeder bikes and the
yeah.
Then 6 was the one in space on that ship with all the bloody misfits going on there. All of them, and that other one.
Yeah.
Like all the color changes, like there were so many different colors. Certain episodes definitely used it a lot more. Episode 2 used it quite a lot. But in the scene where Mando is traveling through the canyon with Baby Yoda sort of hovering in the little pod, and the 2 other bounty hunters come and attack, you can notice like after you've learned about what it is and seen what the setup is, you can sort of spot when in the show it is being used.
Yeah, but I mean,
if you didn't know about it, perfectly.
Yeah, if you didn't know about it, it looks like a flawless green screen, like flawless. But obviously, it would be flawless because it isn't a fucking green screen, which is really sick. I keep bringing up this scene because it is a big scene. To be fair, when he takes off his helmet, this is funny because I like things like this. One of the biggest scenes of the show featured a severely injured Mando finally taking off his helmet in the season finale, while in fact the actor was injured himself. That is a weird sentence. As mentioned on the series, he cut his nose walking out of the makeup trailer when he collided with a piece of plywood due to not looking where he was going as he was focusing on the script. So the cut on his nose when he takes off his helmet is a real cut because he fucking just went bang right into a bit of wood.
He's done a Leonardo DiCaprio with it.
What was the Leonardo DiCaprio one?
In Django Unchained, when he slams his hand down on the desk, he's supposed to slam it down, but he lands on a shot glass.
Oh.
And then his hand bleeding, at first was his actual hand bleeding, and he just carried on acting through it.
Love shit like
And then
that.
in later scenes, I think just afterwards, they did a take where they brought that into the script or like wiped Hudson's face.
What have we not talked? The fucking sounds. The sounds, Ben.
Yes.
All the sounds are fucking
blasters.
Incredible. Like we were saying, in Star Wars stuff, the sounds have always been like amazing. Like even from the classics all the way up. Like even
and
the prequels.
groundbreaking as well.
Yeah. And in the Mandalorian, it's just so crisp. It's just clear, but it's like every sound has like its signature. Kind of like oomph.
There's familiar sounds, like you can hear a certain blaster go off and it's identical to the sound like Han Solo's blaster made back in A New Hope. And then you've got other sounds of like a ship's engines, which are completely new, but because of the way they've done it, like I feel a lot is it's so familiar but so fresh as well. And I think they've done that with the sound design. Like they've definitely created like a mixture of stuff we know and we hear and think, that's Star Wars. And then they started to throw in some new stuff.
I'm just looking up all the cameos. Oh my god. Do you know what? I even fucking remember this one. I do remember Richard Ayoade as Zero.
Yes.
Which was so weird because I thought it sounded a bit Richard Ayoade-y.
Yes, I did know that one as well. I watched the episode and at the end I'm thinking, is that Taika Waititi again? But then it probably clicked. I went, It's bloody Richard, mate.
Richard Iodi. I was trying. Do you know what? Earlier I was watching like one of those like celebrities do impressions, and they got Richard Iodi, and his voice is so weird. It's like weirdly nasally.
That was good.
Richard Iodi. Hello and welcome to I work
The
in
Gadget
IT.
Show.
The Gadget Show, where we test new gadgets every week for your viewing pleasure. Oh yeah, this is the one because I don't know who Adam Pally is, but I got Jason Sudeikis. I think is how you pronounce his name. They were the two.
One of the Scouts troopers.
Yeah, they were the buddies that beat the shit out of Baby Yoda, which was like
idol.
It was like funny, but then it really wasn't because you realise they're actually punching a kid.
I mean, a 50-year-old.
Yeah, but it's a kid. It's a kid. It's not like he can fucking properly defend himself when he's in a bag, blinded, and you just.
He was in a little baby carrier and he force lifted a mud horn.
Yeah, but when he's in a bag and you can't see anything, and a fucking fist just comes down and hits you bonks you in the head.
Dunk.
Dunk. You ready for Christmas?
No.
No, neither.
What's Christmas?
Honestly, I don't know anymore. Do you know what? Do you know what? I actually do briefly want to touch on this because it's relevant and topical. Lockdown 2.
Yes.
What's happening to your job? Oh yeah, your job will stay because you're a supermarket boy.
Absolutely. If anything, I benefit from lockdown. I get more people coming in because less places are open, so we get sort of funneled in. Even today, like we had people coming in asking if we had a photocopier they could use, like in our office, and that's something I never thought of because the photo shop is shut.
That's so weird.
It was really strange, and like school kids are still there because bloody
schools are still
our
open.
man Boris
Yeah.
knows what he's doing.
What a lad.
Yes.
I actually got some good news today, Ben. Start of lockdown, Thursday. Everything is like today.
Day one.
Yeah, day
Ground
one.
zero.
I texted my boss, not the boss, which I'm just gonna like be very like dance around it. Doesn't give me shifts this week or took me off the shifts this week. Obviously, during beginning of lockdown, I thought, this means I've lost my job. So, bit in the shitter. Texted the general manager and I was like, hey man, what's happening with the furlough scheme? Have you laid me off? And he was like, no, I can confirm that you're going to get furlough pay. So I'm going to get 80%.
Very nice.
I'm going to get 80% of my wages from the average of the 2 months that I have been there, which will not pay rent. However, it's something.
It's better than no money.
Which means I'm not completely fucked.
Tune in next week.
We don't know how often these are going to be filmed, so don't say next week because I don't know.
We'll cut that bit out then.
No, I'm going to leave it in now.
Zooey mama.
You saying that has made me realise that we're going to need to do a Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
We are.
We will.
Hint, 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 hint.
That's not a hint. We said it plain as day that we'll do one, and you're just like. Yeah, no.
What the hell is Steve Jobs? Like my ball. Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah, man. I think we'll call it there. This is the first episode, so
Yeah.
We'll improve.
This is a tester.
Yeah, we'll figure out what we need to do or what we don't
Feedback
need to do.
is appreciated.
Yeah, tell everyone to watch it.
Yeah.
Remember
I think this show, we're enjoying it because we're so close.
We
Do
are.
the fucking outro.
Right, look, please remember to subscribe to my channel because it's on my channel. Sorry, Ben. Anyway, look, please subscribe, like, share it, fucking put it on your stories, your Snap, all the bullshit social medias.
Follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, I'll put each Instagram's above or below. I don't fucking know. I'll put it somewhere. Cool beans.
Big pogs.
Yeah,
big pogs all round.
Chilling. All right. See you around.
Big cheers.
I was so expecting you to get the see around bit.
Oh!
Right at the end.
No.
Because I. Fair enough.
Fair enough.